Hey, I'm Brandon, and today we are checking out the BILT Spirit 3 gloves, coming in at 35 buckaroos. Now, these are geared towards the hot weather riding conditions. They're going to be a lightweight commuter style glove, and you've got a goat leather and stretch main construction. They are incredibly comfortable, and at 35 bucks, I really don't have too much to complain about, and we'll get into more of the details in just a moment. Before we do, though, I do like to talk about the overall fit. Now, I measure just over 8.75 inches around the full circumference of my hand. I sometimes, I'll jump around between a medium and a size large. The medium fits me best in these, and they feel plenty comfortable. Nothing feels restrictive or anything like that. So if you find yourself in between measurements, if I reference the sizing chart, I'm kind of right there in the middle. I went with the medium and it fit very well for me. And yeah, this is certainly what I would wear. So if you are in between two sizes, I'd recommend going down to that smaller option, and I think you'll be good to go. Again, I could wear the large, but it had a little bit more comfort room than I typically like. So again, in between two sizes, go with the smaller option. You should be all set. Moving right along, I mentioned that stretch main construction. You can see a lot of stretch on the back of the hand. A little bit of neoprene lined around here towards the base as the entry right into the wrist. Just a single Velcro closure right there. And I like that this is leather down here. It's not like a full stretch neoprene in this particular area, because that's where you're pulling the gloves on, and that just kind of cuts down on the overall longevity. Neoprene just tends to start pulling away after a year, sometimes less depending on the manufacturer and the glove. But so I like that we've got a little leather pull here. Very simple, but it is something to think about and something we've noticed over the years of using these gloves and testing out gloves. So swinging our way down the glove here, more of that stretch, a little bit of accordion right here just before the knuckle. You can see the perforation surrounding the hand here. This is going to let in a good amount of airflow. Double stitching surrounding that knuckle. This is just a carbon overlay. It's not a full carbon knuckle, so it's going to be hard TPU with a little foam padding underneath that just to help with the overall comfort when you're manipulating your controls. And speaking of that, swinging down to the fingers, you can see right here at your trigger fingers, you do have a little bit more accordion right there as well, just to make that action a little bit easier, when you're changing gears and grabbing the brakes. A little bit of reflectivity, just a little pop right there across the tops of the fingers, and overall pretty straightforward with the rest of the glove. Now, as we swing our way over to the inside, this is where that goat leather is coming into play. Goat leather is excellent when it comes to the abrasion resistance, but it's also excellent when it comes to the tactile feel that you're going to feel from your control. So I like that these are super low profile, super lightweight. You do get touch tech capability on the index finger and the thumb. Usually I like to see it on the tips of the fingers themselves, and it just makes it a little bit easier to pinch and zoom, but I won't knock them too hard. Again, 35 bucks. I don't have a whole lot to complain about with that. It actually works well, so can't knock that too hard for sure. A little bit of perforation, and then we do have a little bit of a foam pad right here towards the base of the palm. Again, nothing over the top on the inside of the palm, and I always love to see some outer seam coverage in this particular area, because when you're coming off the bike on a low side, which is probably the most common crash for the everyday street rider, it is nice to have the coverage around this seam so this doesn't blow open. But again, $35, not trying to knock it too much. As an overall lightweight glove for commuting around the city, or if I've got a 30-minute commute in the middle of summer and it's boiling hot outside, these could be a great option for you to take a closer look at, and they're certainly not going to break the bank by any means. But of course, if you're looking for more details, you can click that info button and that will take you over to the PDP. And if you have any additional questions for us about these gloves, or maybe some alternative options you want to compare them to, don't hesitate to reach out to our customer service team. They're all riders, more than happy to get you pointed in the right direction. Thanks for hanging out with us for a bit, taking a closer look at the BILT Spirit 3 gloves. I'm Brandon. Keep it pinned.